What's good, gentlemen? Welcome to my review for Jurassic World Rebirth. Yeah, I actually got to see this in theaters today. Mostly because my mom wanted to see it. That was the main reason, because I was like, I was thinking about just waiting to go catch this movie on Peacock, and I'll watch it there, probably do a review for it, because I did reviews for the previous Jurassic World films, at least since I've been doing movie reviews. Oh no, more to see, and I was like, sure, why not? My dad ended up going to see F1, which, not gonna lie, I was tempted to watch that one instead, because it was an IMAX and everything, man. That movie looked really good as well. It's from the director of Top Gun Maverick, so I knew the IMAX sequences were going to be incredible, which they were, according to my dad. But I decided to go with Jurassic World. I was like, fuck it. I've seen the other ones in theaters. Might as well keep the streak alive. And I was honestly wondering if I was going to regret this and be like, man, I wish I saw F1 instead. But no, man, I gotta say, Jurassic World Rebirth is a very good film. Well, it's definitely my second least favorite of the Jurassic World films, and like definitely in the bottom ranking my Jurassic Park rankings as a whole. You guys can check my letterbox if you guys want the full ranking. But regardless of such, this was still a very good film, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was honestly a bit better than I was expecting to be. I thought at worst the movie would be pretty good, but nothing really that mind-blowing. It was actually, like I said before, actually better than I expected. It exceeded my expectations, and I was thoroughly entertained by this film. Like I said, I think Dominion was definitely better in comparison to this film, but I thought this was a very good film on its own merits, man, and definitely a very fun time at the movies, man. If you were looking forward to this movie, you were kind of iffy about it, I'd say give it a watch, man. It was really good. Now, infamously, you guys may know this film did not get an IMAX release for it. Well, I'm pretty sure all the other previous Jurassic Park movies, or Jurassic World movies, excuse me, got IMAX releases. As you guys know, July is stacked as a month. This is probably one of the most stacked months in movie history in probably the last few years, at the very least, man. Probably since before COVID, honestly. We got this movie, obviously, which, regardless of what your take is on the Jurassic World films, these are still big money makers. It's still a big franchise. And this movie, I'm sure, is going to be no different in terms of box office. We got this, we got F1, Superman, and Fantastic Four. Four messages all coming out in the span of, in like 1 month, basically. Damn near 3 weeks. We have a lot of major films. So with all these movies coming out at the same time, one of them had to give in terms of IMAX release. It ended up being Jurassic World. Because I'm sure they were not going to skimp on F1 because of Top Gun Maverick, how successful that was. They knew that the IMAX of that was going to be godly. So they're like, fuck it, Jurassic World's the one that takes it. I did see some posts, because one time I found out they weren't doing IMAX release, and I was like, oh, really? And I looked around. It seemed that this movie might have been getting an IMAX release in like China or something, but like, yeah, for us in the States, man, we didn't get no IMAX release for this film. But because of that, I ended up seeing this movie in Dolby Cinema. I got to see this movie in Dolby Cinema for the first time. This is the first time I saw a movie, at least a full movie in this format, I should say. As you guys may know, I think I mentioned this in my review for Craven, I want to say. Yeah, it was definitely Craven. That while I was waiting for Craven to start, I searched through all the other screenings looking for a Sonic 3 screening, and found that they were playing it in the Dolby Cinema, so I stayed there for like 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes while I was waiting for Craven to start. And so I got to stand there and got to feel it first, but this is the first time I got to see a full movie in this experience. Now, you guys know this whole gimmick is basically because it's Dolby, it's the sound system. I'm going to be honest, I didn't hear much of a difference compared to any other movie I've seen in a theater, man. I'm sure there's differences, man. I'm sure if you there's some audio files out there that can tell you, pinpoint about like why this is better in terms of sound staging and give you the exact reason and everything, man. I'm gonna be honest, it sounded the exact same to me compared to any other movie theater I've been, whether it's IMAX or a basic one in the AMC. It sounded the same. I did not hear any major differences. Maybe there are some films that really take advantage of this technology and do some cool shit with it, but this movie was not one of those films, at least in my personal opinion. Maybe some of y'all felt differently, and you guys saw this in Dolby Cinema instead. You guys are like, no, this was incredible. But it was cool to see it, man. And definitely, at the very least, you get some really nice seats, man. You get reclining seats, man, which is really cool, man. They don't go all the way out. They kind of go like mostly out of the way out, enough to where your legs are kind of like leaning, or kind of like a bit out, but not fully like they're like you see with like a reclining chair now. Which I kind of wish it kind of went all the way up. But either way, it was cool, man. It was kind of a pain in the ass to get the thing up and down, because I like to keep my popcorn, because someone will sit next to me, down on the floor, just so I can so I don't eat the entire thing and I can savor it throughout the rest of the movie. And it was kind of a pain in the ass to having to recline the top part of the seat up to grab my popcorn, put it back down, because I kind of fuck around the buttons, have to really press on them for them to register and actually move the thing. But eventually I got the hang of it, man. But yeah. So yeah, at the very least, man, the chairs are comfortable, man, and I say that's worthy if you guys want even if the sound system doesn't really do much, you get the nice reclining seats are a nice plus. So there you go. Also, one other thing I want to quickly talk about is actually one of the trailers that got to play here. I don't know if this is dropped on YouTube yet. I don't think so, because I'm pretty sure my feed, this would be all over my feed if it was. I got to see the teaser trailer for The Odyssey, Christopher Nolan's next film, man. And I know I'm for like 4 minutes and I haven't talked about the film yet, but I wanted to quickly talk about this one because I wanted to talk about because you guys know I love Christopher Nolan. Even without seeing this film in an IMAX screen and get to see it in Dolby, this film I know is going to be something special, man. The costuming, the set design, and the sense of scale, man. I can already tell this movie is going to be something special, and in 2026 we will bear witness to cinema in its purest form, man. And the film was also entirely filmed on IMAX cameras, which is pretty hype, because that doesn't have it very well. This is the first time Christopher Nolan's done it, and I think this is the first time a film's been fully filmed on IMAX since like Avengers Endgame, I think. There might be another film between those two movies that did film entirely on IMAX, but as far as I know, this is the first time since Endgame a film was entirely filmed on IMAX cameras. I'm really excited to see this film, man. Hopefully I'll get to see it in theaters in IMAX. And yeah, this movie it looked incredible, man. For the teaser, it looked fucking incredible, man. I can't wait to see it. But anyway, guys, enough jibber jabber. Now let's get into the actual review for Jurassic World Rebirth. So the movie stars Scarlett Johansson, Jonathan Bailey, Luna, Bailey, if I'm pronouncing her name, Mahershala Ali, Ed Skrin, I don't pronounce his last name, Rupert Friend, and many more. And the plot of Jurassic World Rebirth is that Zoe Bennett leads a team of skilled operatives to the most dangerous place on Earth, an island research facility for the original Jurassic Park. Their mission is to secure genetic material from dinosaurs whose DNA can provide life-saving benefits to mankind. As the top-secret expedition becomes more and more risky, they soon make a sinister, shocking discovery that been hidden from the world for decades. So yeah. Now, first of all, I gotta say the cast overall was solid, man. Scarlett Johansson was good. Mahershala Ali was good. Mahershala Ali, was good. Though I will say you can definitely tell Scarlett Johansson is 1,000% an autopilot during this film, man. You can tell that this was probably a film she did just for the paycheck, But like, hey, she's good in the film, man. No, her performance isn't nothing incredible, but isn't also offensively bad. Like I said, you can tell she's an autopilot throughout this movie, man. The rest of the cast I thought was pretty good as well. Mahershala Ali I thought was great as he always is in every film he's in, and the rest of the characters I thought were really cool too. First thing I want to talk about, man, and this is a bit of a minor spoiler because I'm pretty sure these characters were not in any of the trailers. I might be wrong on that one. They might have had a small appearance, but I don't think they were ever in the trailers. Is that besides the main expedition team where they're going to get the dinosaurs for like their DNA to make this basically this new medicine that will help prevent heart disease and whatnot, man. They did this. They actually have they had a second set of characters that we also follow throughout the film as well. A family of basically a guy that seemed to be into expeditions and whatnot and going on adventures with his family, along with one of his daughter's boyfriends. I gotta say, man, this family crew we follow throughout the entire movie as well. Once they get over to like the island and whatnot, man, they were easily probably the highlight of the film, man. At least in terms of characters, man. I love the family dynamic with these guys. All their actors played their characters great, man. And they were definitely from the character side. I definitely preferred them. I thought they were better characters than the main cast we follow with the expedition. Man. I honestly preferred that family more, and I was always happy to see them whenever they were on screen. Another thing I want to say that I want to praise, and that was definitely another part of the film that I really liked. I don't know if there's a better way to describe this or not, but the cinematography of the film was really good. Now, when I say that, I'm not mostly saying that the film was beautifully shot. Well, there are a few good shots in this movie, man. It's really nothing to write home about. When I mean the cinematography is I love how they incorporate, I guess, the scares or the suspense along with the dinosaurs in the film, man. Because a lot of the time, they do not straight up show you the dinosaurs. They don't do cuts to the dinosaur showing you them getting up or whatnot, man. They usually have them kind of moving around in the background, which I kind of like in the audience if I rather than forcing them there, so you can kind of see and be like, oh shit, there's a dinosaur behind them. What's going to happen to build suspense rather than just showing it in front of the frame, man. I really like them, and some of the ways how they have the dinosaurs show up is really, really cool, man. First of all, I like this one where to go up with the family again. There's a scene where they find this little pier area or this little I don't know what else you call it, pier or whatever, like a dock. Excuse me, a dock. That's where they find a dock. They see a carcass of a dinosaur that's already been half eaten. They got flies and everything around it. As she goes over to the dock to grab the inflatable raft that they got inside there, man, so they can obviously make their escape. Once they get there, though, she finds turns out, and I thought it was really cool, there's a T-Rex sleeping on the other side of the foliage, man, and it kind of turns over while it's sleeping, and then everyone is like, oh shit, it's a T-Rex, and they gotta hurry up to get out there, man. The father's like, we tell his daughter to come back, but she ends up going through with it, man, grabs the raft, gets over to like near the end of the dock, opens it, and right before it starts like open completely, you can see the dock, the T-Rex starting to like wake up a little bit, and this was a genius, man. I love the way this was done, where the raft finally like self-inflates. By the way, it goes all the way up and covers up that part of the screen where the T-Rex is like going above her, and when the raft goes back down over to the water, you can see the T-Rex is now gone. It disappeared, it vanished like Batman. I thought that was so cool. And then the T-Rex kind of appears later on, and then they have to go, then they get chased by the T-Rex. I thought that was really well handled. There's another scene where they show up the big bad dinosaur, the new dinosaur, which we've seen with all the other previous Jurassic World movies. That this film was based. That this one had also its own original dinosaur as well, and they have it coming out of the smoke from the research area that they're in. You can see it coming through from the smoke as helicopters. So as the helicopter is approaching to rescue them, man, near the end of the film. That was so cool. And that was another gorgeous shot as well. There's also this really nice shot where the boyfriend, who's a lazy son of a bitch, but does show up when he needs to, where he's like kind of like overlooking the jungle ahead of him, and it's a really nice shot. I'm 90% it's like completely like green screen and whatnot, man. But it was a really nice shot seeing the island, just seeing the view of the island, man. It was a really well done shot, but yeah, but there were some really nice shots too as well, like a few really good shots as well. But I kind of like how they incorporated the dinosaurs in terms of like suspense and scares by like mostly having them hidden away in the background, man. I thought that was really, really cool. And that was a really neat way of incorporating them. The music I thought was also pretty good as well. I don't know who the composer was for this movie, man. I'm 90% sure it wasn't John Williams because he's retired. But the soundtrack did feel very John Williams-esque. And there was a couple of really cool songs there, man. And I also got to say that I got to give the movie props for this as well. You guys know how in the first Jurassic Park movie, it's kind of like the scene where they first see the dinosaurs. It's like one of the most iconic moments in film history. The sense of awe you get from seeing the dinosaurs for the first time in real life, CG and whatnot, man. Very technical marvel. Everyone was marveled by that scene when they first saw Jurassic Park. They somehow managed to recapture that magic, surprisingly, with this film, where they do a similar type of dinosaur, a long-necked herbivore, but this one was slightly different design. I'm not sure if the new dinosaurs that were showed up in this film are based off like real dinosaurs or whatnot, or they were just like created by like the production team and whatnot. But I like the way, man, the dinosaur looked really cool, man. And that whole scene when we get introduced to them once they get to that, man, was really cool. Well done. I definitely got that same sense of awe when you first watched Jurassic Park. They were able to recapture it, at least in my opinion, with this film. So shout out to them as well for them to catch lightning in a bottle twice, because that was a really well done scene, man. The dinosaurs themselves look fucking cool. They have like these long ass tails as well that kind of like float into the air, and they have like these little things that like pop out from like the back of their heads. You guys know how that acid dinosaur from the first movie that spit its ass or whatnot at Newman? It was kind of like that, where it kind of goes back and forth in them. It looked really cool, man. I don't know what this dinosaur's name is. I am not into dinosaurs like that, but it was a really cool scene as well. That was a really cool shot as well. I also really like the just overall design of the research facility when we see it, man. Which I thought it looked cool. Like, and we also get to see like they have their own like Jeep, and it looked really cool. And I love the look of their Jeep that they had in there as well. But yeah, now in terms of negatives I have, like I mentioned before, I didn't think the characters were anything really to write home about, at least from the main cast, from the expedition, man. Obviously, that, like I said, I wasn't really that into them. I preferred the family. There's a lot of product placement in this movie, which was kind of just funny. Like the opening of the film, which we see in the trailers, man, we kind of see what happened and what led to like the shutdown of this research facility and how that dude ended up dying. He ends up getting done in by a Snickers wrapper. I'm not even joking when I say it. It was kind of funny, not gonna lie. But I was like, and then there's a scene where they're like eating M&Ms and whatnot, man. That's something I want to point out because I know there was a lot of product placement for candies in this movie, which I thought was interesting, man. Another thing I thought was interesting that I wish got expanded on, was the family themselves. Like we hear bits of like sort of the family, what happened to them, the dynamic between the family. It seems like the father is divorced and like they're doing the co-parenting thing with his wife and with the kids and whatnot, man. But I kind of wish they show more of it. And we got like a scene around the start of the film while Scarlett Johansson's character and whatnot were gathering the team together to go on the expedition, we got the occasional scene back to the family, finding out more of their dynamic. Like, you guys remember in the first Jurassic World film, we got a couple scenes of the brothers right before they went to the park itself and everything, meant to kind of give us the idea of what the family dynamic was like. I kind of wish they did that with this family to give us more background on it, and I wish we spent more time with the research facility itself, seeing them build these dinosaurs and whatnot, man. That would have been cool. We see a little bit in the start of the movie, man, but that's basically just like what we saw in the trailers, man, where the thing gets shut down from a Snickers wrapper and the dude gets killed by a dinosaur. I wish they expand more than them building this. We see bits of it throughout the movie, man. We see bits in the opening, we see bits of it near the end of the film when the characters actually get to the research facility, but I wish they expand more and see them actually build the dinosaurs from the scratch and just give us a little bit more extra screen time with that. I think would have been really, really cool. But yeah, man, that's all I got for you guys. Saying overall, this was a great movie, man. This was a thoroughly enjoyable movie, great action. Love the new dinosaurs that were shown, and they had really cool designs. And yeah, this was a really fun movie. Like I said, if you guys have enjoyed the previous Jurassic World films up to this point, man, you will definitely enjoy this film. If you're someone that has not been a fan of the more recent one, more specifically Fallen Kingdom, Dominion in terms of Jurassic World films, this film is definitely not going to change your mind. But if you enjoyed the Jurassic World films, man, I think you will definitely enjoy this film as well. So anyway, guys, overall, my final verdict for this movie is going to be an 8.5 out of 10, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you're new. Follow me on social if you feel like it. Links are below, and it's always come back for more. See you guys next time.